Hi mate, I've got this idea for a challenge. 10 triathlons, 10 days, in 10 different locations around the UK.
Today's suggestion, recovery.
Daz, how are you, brother?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Yes, I'm wonderful, mate. Absolutely wonderful. Delighted to have you back on the podcast. Feeling a bit left out that I didn't get to come and run with you, because to be honest, I've been so busy, mate. I haven't paid a lot of attention to social media. I didn't know you had this one in the pipeline. Do you want to tell us a bit about it?
It was a bit of flash to bang, mate, to be honest, as well. As you know, probably from previous stuff, I like to say I'm going to do something, just get out and do it without too much thought. Get into it, don't let any sort of negatives float in there, and just, flash to bang, as we say, and get it done. But it was 5 marathons in 50 hours, carrying weights up in along the south coast, as you know, so about 4,000 meters elevation we hit. Did
you say you were carrying weight as well?
Yeah, so not much, about 12 kilos. I was carrying on my water, food, wet kit, warm kit, that type of stuff.
Wow.
First aid kit.
So was that so you just didn't have to stop?
Basically, yeah. But there was a support vehicle, because it got filmed and stuff. There's a little documentary going to be made, so there was that there. And the guys there just in case stuff happened. But when I met up with them, I did a food with them, etc. And just try to keep going, All
right, Daz, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to come in here and bring Aggie on. Is that, did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, you did, mate. Yeah.
Just so we know what we're talking about.
Do you want me to send you a video of her?
No, because I want to do this in a one-er, mate. So bear with us.
Roger.
Today I met Aggie. Aggie's a 12-year-old girl that lives with the world's rarest brain disease.
We went for the MRI scan, and that's when Rich and I were sort of given the devastating news that something had shown up, and there was white matter on the brain.
When it was almost, there was a chill in the room as she brought out the X-ray and began to try to describe to us the kind of menace of what white matter was.
Okay, so in 10 days, I'm doing 5 marathons in 50 hours along the south coast, fueled on resilient nutrition. During this event, I want to raise awareness and as much funds as possible for children like Aggie and others across the world with this deteriorating brain disease. Today I met Aggie.
Wow.
Aggie's a 12-year-old girl that lives with the world's rarest brain disease.
Blimey, mate, that's a bit of a tearjerker, isn't it?
Tell me about it, mate. That's why I had to get involved,
Oh, oh my God, as a parent, it's just awful, isn't it? I mean, awful for the parent, obviously awful for the children. Can you tell us a bit more about that illness? I mean, does it affect, obviously it affects longevity.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, it's the world's rarest brain disease, and it affects kids. So as the kid grows, normally they might be lacking a little bit behind on taking the first steps, talking, etc. But yeah, with Aggie in this instance, it was exactly that. Just thought she was a little bit behind, and then it was age 6 she got diagnosed. And when I seen the video, I was like, I had to help, as you said, as a parent. I just had to do something. And having my own little 2 daughters, both as well, little blonde girls, just reminded me so much. And the HABC is what it calls. It affects the sort of the back of the brain that tells you how to move, function, motor skills, etc. And as you get older, Aggie's now 12, so she's had been living with 6 years. She's now lost the ability to walk, talk, and losing the ability to eat quite rapidly as well. So it's just this. It's just that it affects everything, your function. But there is some hope, and that's in the form of Philadelphia Children's Hospital that are working on this cure for it, and then it would stop any further degeneration of the body. And actually, there's more things in the future of Harvard and Philadelphia working together to actually maybe bring things back, so reverse the process. So Aggie might be able to speak again, for example. And she's so talented as well. Her dad's a writer, and she's got that talent as well. And it's amazing. And I just want to be able to do as much as I can to help that process and bring that back out. And there's 200 people in the world with this, and there's no NHS funding or anything, so it's all hands in pockets, and let's hope for the best.
Well, mate, you can be proud of yourself because you've already done, in this challenge alone, let alone all your other ones, but in this challenge alone, you've done more than 99.9999999% of people on the planet will ever do for another person. So be proud of yourself, mate, you know.
Yeah, cheers, bud.
5 marathons in, essentially, we're talking 2 days, aren't we?
50 hours, yeah. So I had to sort of finish on the 10 o'clock on the Sunday morning, which was yesterday morning, because everyone turned up. So Waggy came down with her parents. Another little guy called Frankie came down with his parents, who's he's 6. And yeah, and there's another little girl, Sophia, who she couldn't make it down. But they're the 3 in the UK with it, but then other people that helped me along the way, the BBC, etc. So I had to finish at 10 o'clock. However, I did get a little bit frustrated because I could have finished in about 44 hours. As I just wanted to keep going, you know that whole you go to sleep and get woken up for a stag moment. It was one of them. So yeah, but it was good, mate. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's quite awkward that when. Oh, got a bit of feedback. I'm not sure why that is. Yeah, it gets a bit awkward when I did my John O'Groats to Land's End run. I was thinking, oh my God, what if I arrive on a day during the week when everyone's at work and no one can come and no one, can't see my family or friends or whatever. And then I thought, what if I arrive at 3 o'clock in the morning and there's no media? It's all going to be a bit not pointless, but that media is going to put your fundraising.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. So I had to make sure I was finished there. And I had my own wife and kids pop down, so I was able to pick up my little 4-year-old at the bottom and hold her and also push Aggie over the line as well. So it was fantastic.
So what was the parents' reaction to you crossing the line?
They're quite blown away. They presented me with a Guinness, as it seems to be a trademark. Every time I finish something, someone gives me a Guinness, so I'm not complaining. And
I have them at the beginning.
Yeah, I normally used to, yeah. But yes, they give me a Guinness and some bath salts as well. But my feet are so swollen still, I'm not getting in the bath yet. They hurt in the shower. So, but yeah, no, they were blown away by it. And, I've raised like over 20K now in the last 10 days for them. I just want to raise more, though. I am being a little bit hard on myself, if I'm honest, that I haven't raised much more than that, because £1 million is a big target for them. I mean, last year I think they raised 110 grand themselves. So it's just I have to think of something else quickly and start going again.
Yeah, so people watching, obviously there's going to be a donation link below to support Aggie. Can I please ask our veterans family, because this is what we do best, share this on all the pages, folks, because we can try and do a good thing here, and it's just, life's been a bit rubbish, hasn't it, for the last couple of years, and if we can just do just a bit of sunshine in there and do something good, and as usual, I'm always very proud of the veterans community. They always pull together, so please share, folks. Daz, let's talk about the actual logistics itself. So it's fairly simple then. Just chuck a backpack on. You've got a water bladder. did you have like your bank card to buy stuff on the way for food, or did you have all of it with you?
So I carried resilient nutrition pouches, 100-gram pouches with between 500 and 600 calories in it. Was my main source of energy, but then also was stopped for hot scoff, which was dehydrated fire pot food, was mainly it. And then Ali, who's the actual resilient nutrition owner, at one point he cooked up some pizzas, so at the one of the final checkpoints, so it was like a bit of morale boost, you know.
Yeah. Daz, so I put my hand up so I don't talk over the top of you. You've got to go. Yes, you at the back.
Yeah.
Daz, when you say fire pot, is that the same brand as I've seen in Go Outdoors?
Probably, yeah. Yellow packet.
Yes.
Yeah.
How is that? Because I looked at one the other day. I was in there buying some trainers for my girlfriend. I had a big argument because the manager came up and tried to throw me out the shop for not doing a certain thing. So I asked if that's how they treated all.
Another convo, mate.
Oh, mate, I tell you what, it's against the law in this country to do that. You know, you don't know what the person you're approaching is going through, or has been through, or is dealing with, and that's why it's against the law. You know, asking someone what they're to prove that they're disabled or whatever the case may be. Not that I'm registered with anything like that. I just don't think you have to give that information to to another human being. And folks, I'm only saying this in this podcast because this is the issues that traumatized veterans face, and this is why we're losing lots of people. But sorry, Daz, just an aside for a learning point. That is, I think. I looked at that stuff, and it really did seem even more dehydrated than our bloody ration packs.
Yeah, it is. It's extremely dehydrated. So they through Vinego, I'm sponsored with them, and so it's fantastic because £8 a pot or something like that. So luckily, you know, I can just ask for when I need. But it's the whole purpose of. So I wrote an article on it last year for Vinego when I came back from the Arctic, and you've got to top it up with water and leave it 15 minutes, a bit like a pot noodle in essence. And I was able to sort of, in the Arctic, because it was so cold, no -50, I was able to pour it in and then put it down my top, keep me warm, little hot water bottle, and then have the morale after. So it's a bit of double purpose, but the energy that comes from it and the taste is amazing. I literally think you could, you know, treat the missus to treat some like a candlelit dinner and pour it out in a plate, and you take the credit for cooking it.
It's really beautiful. Good then, yeah.
I rate it. I've tried so many outdoor meals, and then obviously the ration packs, obviously, but it's nice food.
All right, I'm gonna I'll try that then, because I'm doing the marathon of the sands in October, I think it is. So running across the Sahara Desert, I might try that for my food.
I'll send you a couple, mate. Just text me address and I'll send you a couple.
Oh, that's really kind of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
That makes it all worthwhile starting this podcast now.
That's it.
At what point, Daz, did it start getting hard? Can I just add, when I did my 200 miler at Christmas, which for some stupid reason, I thought it was going to be fairly easy. Even before the first marathon was up, I was just in real pain all over my body. Not so much tired, just pain. My Achilles completely went. Pulled my hamstring. I was just really. I did question. Maybe I'm getting old. Maybe that's what it is. So, did you have any moments like that, or was it all fairly smooth?
No, I have plenty of moments like that, to be honest. And so I would say the first sort of 2 marathons was good. You know, I had a good piece of morale with me. You know, the lads that joined in throughout. were fantastic.
Can we give them a shout out, because
God, there's so many as there was,
well,
but absolutely, there's a few. So Chris Vosper, as you know, joined in some of it at a good point as well, because you probably know the area very well. Lulworth Cove, over the hills.
No, I've never been in that part of the world. Well, not sort of. I think is it Dorset?
Yeah, yeah.
I've been to Dorset several times, and you go there in the Marines during your basic training, but I don't really.
Yeah. So the infamous roller coaster from the Pool Lads is there, and it's rolling hills, which the rolling to me is visualized in a way, and I know I've done it on before while serving, but this was I'd already gone in a marathon by this point, and I was in the hurt locker at a stage because some of the other hills previous to that were almost 3 points of contact, 2 of them getting up, and lots of steps. So yeah, Chris Vosper was in there point, Jake Best, former booty as well.
AJ
Roberts, he came in on marathon 3 on the way back towards and there was Adam Alcock, served. Matt Hillier came down to starts. There was, I can't remember how many other people there were. There was another couple of guys turned up. There were loads of people that turned up and got involved.
Oh, keep talking. I lost my.
Even you guys I met. A guy called Craig, really nice bloke, outdoor adventure type person. I just Tommy from Osprey. He did a marathon the first day, and then he joined me for the last bit. There were just so many great people. One of my best mates who's godfather to my daughter, he turned up, Mac. There's just so many people, and I'm sorry if I've left one or two of these out, but I'm still a little bit tired. Forgive me.
I always find if you take Chris Vosper and AJ Roberts on any sort of expedition, you just end up dragging them along.
Well, I was there, yeah. At one point I had to put Chris on my back for the fireman's carry up over, yeah. But
there you go.
I'm sure when he listens to this, he'll know what I'm talking about. And AJ casually turned up in a tracksuit bottoms, thought he was going to football practice. And I was like, cheers, mate.
Okay. One last question then. What was the hardest? At what point?
Yeah.
Did it get hard, and how hard did you think, like, oh my God, I wish I hadn't done this? Or was it, how did you deal with it mentally?
Yeah, so there's one point just before AJ met me, actually, coming up to Marathon 3, and I was just on the back range road at Lulworth Cove, the ranges down there. And I hadn't slept by this point, so it was pretty, it was probably only, probably about 28 hours in, and I went sort of right through to like 38 hours with only about 45 minutes kip in small sections, and the cars were pulled over because they sort of knew I was flagging at this point, and I sat in the car, and they put a DOS bag over me, and I said, look, I just need to close my eyes for 10 minutes here, and I did, but I couldn't get to sleep because the pain in my feet was phenomenal. My feet are quite badly swollen, and I only have 3 blisters, but the swelling overall is quite big. And I thought, how am I going to do this, And then I had to think back to the reason. So little Aggie, I called her parents on a FaceTime, just to have a chat, and they sent me a photo of Aggie, and I was like, okay, here we go. That's why we're in. And then that was me, just cracked on to the end. So it was that one point where it was brutal.
I was going to say, how is it motivation wise when you're doing this, not just for a charity as we've both done, but you're actually doing it for an individual, and it's that personal, and not just a personal connection, but this is so it's so important to that family.
It's so important as well, and I was a little bit hard on myself, but it's how I know, it's what I was taught into me in the military and school and stuff, being a bit more hard and harsh on yourself, and the words I had with myself was, these kids can't walk, I can, get a grip, Darren, and let's go, you know. And that was it. They sort of, that little 10 seconds of a chat with myself was enough to push me through another, 85 plus K.
Brilliant. Daz, listen, I'm conscious you've got a lot of other appointments to do, so thank you so much for coming on. Can I just ask you... Oh,
Back on that.
Sorry about this. One sec, mate.
Right.
I am still here, believe me. There we are. Can I just ask you, for anybody out there that might be struggling or that might want to take on a challenge or whatever it is, can you give us 5 tips, and I'll count you down, of what people can do to smash their one life?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give it a go.
Number one.
Number one is you just got to do something. Whether that's get out and go for a walk, do something physical. I'm a massive believer in physical helps the mental side of things. So that's number one. Number two is don't procrastinate over stuff too much. It's that's why there's little lead times up to my events. I only met the family less than 3 weeks ago, or I spoke to them before doing this event. So don't procrastinate too much. Number three is don't let the negative people around you sort of bring you down and talk you out of it. That's obviously a big thing, and people radiate negativity and also positivity. So that leads into the next point is surround yourself with positive and like-minded people. Number four, so that's get involved with them. And on that event was a perfect event. There was loads of people that came together, all similar-minded, and it was just a great time. Everyone just had fun. And lastly, number 5, I would say is don't be afraid of failure. It's what is failure? Failure is different to everyone else, similar to what success is to everyone else. So work out what it is for you, and just give it a go.
So friends at home, or those that might be, wanting to get out there and smash a few things and get their bucket list done or get your mental health a bit happier, just so you know how important these very simple philosophies are, if I'd written 5 down then, I'd have written exactly what Daz just said. Exactly. Everyone that achieves a bit of enlightenment in their life and gets stuff done has to adopt the same principles. And the great thing is they're not rocket science, and you can do them in a day. You can do them. If you decided today, you could instigate them today. Take action. Decide not to listen to the naysayers, etc., etc. Daz, you're an absolute legend. I'm going to be branding you from now on as Britain's super soldier.
I'll take that, mate.
Yes. So much love to you and your family.
Cheers, buddy.
And obviously to Aggie and her family. Friends, the link below for donation. And as I said, if we could share this, certainly in the veterans community and wider, that would be wonderful. And if you could like and subscribe.
Of course.
Cheers, everyone. Take care, Daz.
Cheers. Bye-bye, mate.
Bye, mate. Bye-bye.